Hey. I've really been enjoying changing up my location for the videos now that it's springtime and it's lovely out. So for this video I decided to sit in front of this rose bush, which is very prickly, so hopefully I don't get prickled by it. The roses smell so lovely. And there's so many of them around the property, and it's so beautiful. Such a lovely time of year. I guess the rose bush is a good segue into what I was feeling like I wanted to talk about. This is reality right here. Nature is such a good pointer. This is the truth. This rose bush, these flowers. I mean, the words are a concept used to try to describe the truth, but just point at whatever you're near and that's it. Awakening isn't spiritual. It's not spiritual. It has nothing to do with, I don't know. It's not like mystical or magical. You know, there's so many cul-de-sacs that you could get stuck in all this. There's so many ways to try to explain or personify reality in a way that has like a spiritual undertone or a spiritual flavor. And I guess when I use the word spiritual, I guess I'm referring to like I don't know, I just look at the modern context or the spirituality marketplace that I see on YouTube and Instagram and in the plant medicine world. And there's like this mask of sweet, oozy, gooey love and light. Smiling through gritted teeth. Spirituality. And there's a whole language behind that everything is conscious or is consciousness, and just like a kind of a running joke in my household lately has been, just like joking, because I facilitate medicine ceremonies, and this is really common in those communities of, playing my drum and calling in the ancestors. So just kind of been a running joke of picking up the drum and, asking like, oh, what do you want for dinner? It's like, I don't know, let me pick up this drum and call in the ancestors and see what they say about what we should have for dinner. I mean, that's all jokes aside, though. Awakening isn't that. That's nothing to do with that. And that's not to say that that's bad. That's, me poking fun at myself, at a role that I play, at a character this character, facilitates plant medicine ceremonies and plays instruments and, from an outside perspective, I don't know what other people think I'm doing. But it's not spiritual. It's not mystical. It's not magical. Awakening isn't that. It's just this. This is mystical and magical. All of that's just ideas, all that other stuff. What we attribute these days, or what we think of as these days as spiritual, is just more concepts, just more ideas. But awakening is not spiritual. It has nothing to do with the spiritual marketplace. It has nothing to do with, at least the way that I use that term, awakening. It has nothing to do with stages of consciousness or dimensions of existence or, I don't know, clairvoyance or psychic abilities or telepathy or talking to spirits or communicating with plants or nature. That's not awakening. That's just more illusion. And that's not to say that there's not, there's not a place for those things, or or that something is bad. That is just spirituality is just another mask that has to get put down to realize the truth of what you are. Like, it has to be seen through. That identity as a spiritual one, as a seeker, as, somebody who's realized oneness or unity, or as an enlightened being, or a conscious being, or whatever the heck. There's so many number of ways. Awakening isn't spiritual. It's very mundane, very human, very practical. And I'll just give an example of in my own life lately. Like, awakening is the dropping of division. It's the dropping of divisiveness. All the ways that the illusion of division gets built and maintained, and it gets so hard to talk about this. But I guess maybe a simple way to say it is, whatever your idea of awakening is, whatever your idea of God is, whatever your idea of divinity or the divine is, it's not that. That's not awakening. That's just another idea. Whatever your idea of awakening is, isn't it? It's just the simplicity of just this, of just what's happening. God, I heard that so many times. It's just this, it's just what's happening. And my mind was just trying to grip at that and break it down and understand it and fit it into a box, and it can't. It couldn't. You coming back to sit with me? You sit down? Boopy! Luna. Hey, come here. Come here. Sit down. Awakening has nothing to do with a person. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the world. It has nothing to do with society. It has nothing to do with collective consciousness. Awakening is very simple. What I was getting at, and I think I got sidetracked, but just an example of the ordinariness and how mundane awakening is it's like a moment. So I had a moment of contraction, or found myself recently getting frustrated or feeling anger, and then this story of suffering, of this momentary, like, well, this person is doing this, which is why this is happening. those are the moments. Or the moments of feeling something inside and then creating this shame spiral, like, well, I just need to focus on love, I just need to focus on abundance, I just need to focus on love and light. Like, that's such a bypass. That's ignoring what this really is. That's trying to put it into a box. Awakening is the simple recognition of what you are. The still point at the center of your being. And none of those words adequately capture it because there's no center. And it's beyond you. It's beyond self and other. It's not personal. But awakening is the process of recognizing that still point, realizing that that still point is what you in truth are, what you have always been, the truth of you. And that form, this person that appears, is a character that's played. It's a costume. What's looking through my eyes is not different than what's looking through Luna's eyes. It is the same awake presence. It is the same silence. The same awareness, if you want to use that word, the same consciousness, however you want to term it. But I find that a lot of those words have become very I don't know, it's taken on kind of like a personal quality and gets kind of warped and taken up by a person to uphold a sense of separation. So it's really hard trying to communicate and like acknowledging and understanding how, like, as soon as the words come out of my mouth, they're warped. Like, as soon as they come out of this mouth and get picked up by another mind, they're twisted and tied into knots and put in, categorized, fit into boxes. And none of that is what this is. So don't listen to the words. Listen to what's speaking through this body, what's looking through these eyes. Listen to what is hearing these words on that end. Or listen from that. Listen to the still point. Listen from the still point. It's the same still point. That's what this is. It is none other than the investigation and the recognition of what you really are. The silence, the still point, the void, I don't know. I don't want to use too many words that like spiritualize this too much because it's not spiritual, it's mundane. So, there's moments that I find of, maybe feeling, just like noticing a sense of division arising and maybe noticing a story starting to come or, feeling off or stressed or awakening is, even in those moments, identifying what you are, identifying the ways that the division is being maintained or birthed, created. And division is not a spiritual thing either. It's, the simplicity of looking at this and just poked myself. Oh, we knew that was coming. Looking at this and saying rose bush, or plant, or rose, or flower, or white, or nature, or thorn, or ouch. You know, whatever you want to call it, that's division. That's what you're waking up from, is the tendency of mind to do that, to put things into boxes. And this is just one example. The other ways that that shows up is in your own life and your own experience, like chopping yourself up into these little boxes of like Jennifer, woman, person, shaman, someone who lives in West Virginia, partner, dog mom, kind person, smart person, spiritual person, you know, however that shows up. That's what you're waking up from, is the impulse to label what you are, because you can't label it. You can't understand it. You can't intellectualize it. You can't chop it up. It's the whole of this. It's this. It's this. It's this. All of it. Awakening isn't spiritual. It's actually been the most human fucking thing I could have ever imagined. Like, boy, did I want awakening to be spiritual and magical and transcendent, and to be just like steeped in beautiful mystical experiences and experiences of unity and like yum 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 and goddesses and priestesses and earth mamas and just all of that. It's all silly. It's all nonsense. That's not what awakening is. Awakening is awakening from that, from the identification with all of it. The identification of the parts of yourself that you hate and the parts that you love. It's being willing to give all of it up. Being willing to give up your entire world. Luna has been really funny lately. She's been really enjoying chasing flies, so you see her biting at a fly that's buzzing around her head, teasing her. Like, Luna's such a beautiful example. She's not sitting here thinking like, I am a dog, I am chasing a fly. This is what I should be doing. I shouldn't be biting at this fly. I shouldn't be behaving this way. I shouldn't lick my butt. She just does it. I love that she's sitting with me in this video. Awakening isn't spiritual, it's very mundane. Like any notion of spirituality, any labels, any popular terminology, even in non-duality, like any terms. Ooh, careful, did you just bite that rose bush? That probably didn't feel good. Yeah, it probably didn't feel good, huh? Like any popularized notion of spirituality or enlightenment, like that isn't it. You gotta put all of that down, and it's impossible to point to this. You have to investigate it for yourself. You have to find it in yourself, find the still point for yourself, in yourself. By looking inside, sensing what's underneath, from where all sound, all experience is emanating from. The place, it's not a place, but the place before form comes into form. Before a thought forms, like where does a thought come from? It appears out of nothing and dissolves back into nothing. Where does all sound come from? Is that the one I just said? Fuck. Did I say sound? Oh, that was thought. Where does all sound come from? It appears from nothing and dissolves back into nothing. Goof. Lay down. That's what you are. Investigate that. Trace it back. Trace thoughts back to their source. Trace sound back to its source. It can be helpful to close the eyes. Because when there's so much like visual stimulation, it can be hard to trace that back. Where does sensation come from? It appears out of nothing and goes back to nothing. But it's the fullest nothing you'll ever contact. It's like the magician in tarot, however you say that. It's full potential, infinite potential. There she goes, folks. So find that. Not just conceptually, don't just believe that that's what you are. Like, sit and investigate it until you know through and through. And I had to do a lot of, I had to clear a lot of bullshit out. I had to do a lot of therapy and a lot of somatic practices and a lot of yoga and different things to actually like quiet the identity, quiet the mind, and still all the movements of wounding and storyline, and like I had to soften the identification with the character. I had to help the character relax in order to have enough stillness that I could really access that, and that accessing that changes everything. Changes everything. So investigate what you really are. Awakening has nothing to do with any ideas you might have or that you've heard about spirituality. It has nothing to do with spiritual pop culture, the spiritual marketplace, or levels of consciousness, or a higher self or a lower self, or five-dimensional existence, or extraterrestrials, or clairvoyance, or psychic abilities, or plant medicine spaces, or the underworld, or nature having a consciousness. I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with any of that. Like, all of those things resolve themselves. Like, all of that becomes kind of obsolete. And that's not to say that they can't be a pointer. Like, nature is such a fantastic pointer to truth, to awakeness. But it transcends ideas. It transcends self and other. Like, the boundary dissolves. The division dissolves. It's a breath of truth. It's not spiritual. None of this is spiritual. Luna's not spiritual. She's just a dog. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, can't reach. Look, Luna, I gotta reach it.